Yo, what's up everybody? This is Unpunk bringing you a quick little tutorial guide / showing you everything that you can do with a new game plus playthrough within Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Now, there is quite a few options and a lot of them are really cool and make your playthrough just a lot easier. And then some are just kind of like meh, if you know what I mean. But let's get right into it. So, if you guys are in the Explore mode, this is where you're going to be able to use the new features. So, you'll obviously have to progress past the prologue and progress to your first weekend or Sunday that you can do your exploring. And when you do, you can go to your room and go to the journal here. You're going to have some options that I do not believe were previous options in here. So, unit appearances is a brand new thing that allows you to do after New Game Plus. And it allows you to go through whatever house you have signed up for, or whatever characters you have recruited. So I went with the Golden Deer in this playthrough, and it allows you to go ahead and switch their attire. You can switch it to Academy or War. And then some characters have other options. So your main characters will have just two options, which is after time skip or before time skip. Obviously, attire for Academy is before time skip and War is for after time skip. But if you do select Claude or your house leader of any of the three houses, you can change their hair. I don't know why that was such a hard word to get out. Or you can make it War or Other. Now, Other is just their default, to my understanding, and War is their War. Now, Academy doesn't allow you to change hair. So, War for only Claude or your main house leader allows you to change their hair to either options. So that's brand new, which is really awesome. You also progress and save all of your renown from your previous playthrough. So for example, when I started this playthrough, my previous one had 9,900 renown that was saved up from that previous playthrough. Now I didn't do a lot of grinding on levels and I didn't spend any my previous playthrough, so I had a good amount, but I could have had significantly more, like 14 or 15,000. And that comes in really handy for these next these next four abilities. So professor level is it's straightforward. You start obviously at professor level E, and you get more rewards as you level up and play through your game well, using 500 renown per level. In addition to whatever you are currently at, you can increase your renown. Now, I'm obviously at the highest I can possibly go to, which is A, because I had never reached A+. So your items will be unlocked depending on your previous playthrough. So my previous playthrough, I was a B+, so I was able to spend about 4,500 renown, if I do remember correctly, or 5,500. I could be wrong on the exact specific, but again, 500 per. And I was able to skip all the way up to B+, as of the first chapter in the game, which was significantly helpful for leveling, for grinding out things, for just all sorts of different things. So that is a really awesome feature that you get in New Game Plus. Next up, we have support levels. Support levels work as follows. So any character that you have interacted with in the previous playthrough that you start in New Game Plus and have a certain support level, you can buy your way up. So for example, Ferdinand or Linhardt. I played the Black Eagles as my first playthrough that I then made into a Golden Deer playthrough. So my Golden Deers are being leveled up as I progress through my story, but I can manually level up by purchasing, using my renowned, different supports. So I could spend 400 renown to unlock my next support level with Bernadetta, for example, if I wanted to. And for example, I used Petra, and I got her from nothing all the way up to A by spending about 1,200 renowned, if I remember correctly. And it got me immediately to a relationship built with that character that I could recruit her right from chapter 1, which is a very nice feature if you want to build a certain army with certain characters. So say you wanted Sylvain or Mercedes and you have built support with those characters in your previous playthrough, you can build up that support again really quick by spending renown and recruit them without having to level up the skills. But on that same skill topic, you can go down to skill levels and level up any character to whatever skill you have previously reached in a previous playthrough. So for example, your main character, Byleth character, you can level up to whatever you have. So for Lance I never used, but bow I did use, so I could spend 1,000 renown to get me up to a D, which was the highest ranking in bow I had previously in my previous playthrough. I did take advantage of this for both the sword, reason, and faith abilities, so that I got them up very high with having a fairly low level character being only at 22, so that way I could progress farther faster, and I can also recruit certain characters faster by taking advantage of this. Now, for example, Claude, I had never done this with, so all of his things are just naturally leveled up. I didn't have the ability to level him up higher because I had not played with him. And for example, that's the same for all of the rest of the Golden Deer house members. But for Petra, I can go ahead and level her up to an S if I have the Renown. I can get her all the way up to where I had her previously on Sword, or on Bow I can get her up to a B+, on Reason I can take her up, and etc. So it's a really nice feature to have, but again, you're going to want to save a whole playthrough's Renown if you really want to take advantage of the system for a brand new playthrough. Next up we have class abilities, which is pretty self-explanatory again. Any class that you have maxed out in a previous playthrough with that specific character, you can buy their abilities for. So, for example, a commoner, which I already had earned the ability, so it doesn't allow me to buy it for this main Byleth character. But if I go to Petra, I have her commoner and her advanced class I maxed out in my previous playthrough. Now, I'm a little short on renown to purchase this, in addition to the fact you must have the certification passed. So you have to have them at the requirements to become an assassin in this case, to then be able to pass their test. Once they have passed their test and they are certified in that class, you can then immediately buy, using 500 renown, their special ability, which is really, really nice for getting special abilities early game, or skipping entire classes for beginner, intermediate, advanced, master, anything you've leveled up in your previous playthrough to unlock that special ability. You can spend a baseline of 500 points, sorry about that, to get that ability. So it's really, really useful to be able to level up class abilities. Again, for all these other characters, I have not been able to do that because I had no previous playthrough with them, so they are unavailable. And the last but not least is the Crest Items. Now, these actually kind of are the worst, in my opinion, of the New Game Plus benefits. And they are basically allowing you to get a Crest ability for free, in a sense, which I'll explain in a second. And you can purchase them. So each one is 1,000 points. And a lot of these are Crest items, or crests you have previously used in a previous playthrough. For example, all of these ones that are acquired, I had been given because my characters already had them. So like the Dark Dragon sign, the holder acquires the crest of Timotheus, I think is how you say that, Timotheus, occasionally conserving uses of recovery magic. I believe that Linhardt has that crest, but I could be wrong. But nonetheless, that allows you to use that crest. And let me show you how that works. So if you go into your inventory and you go to whatever character has one. So for example, my Lorenz, I gave him the Ice Dragon sign. So it gives him the crest of Aboon. Aboon, I think is how you say that. Again, I'm really bad at these names. Allowing weapon attacks to occasionally prevent counters. So that makes it so that the enemy can't counterattack back when you attack them. Very useful for a character like a mage that doesn't necessarily excel in defense or resistance or things of that nature, so that way you can prevent the enemy from attacking you back. It is specifically useful for things like versing bosses and the Dark Knight and things like that. And the best feature about these crests is they automatically equip, but they don't require your equipment slot to be taken up. So for example, if you have the Golden Deer bracelet, which is an equipable item, it automatically equips whatever you have in there. So if you have that one equipped, I could also give my main character here a crest. So if I go to my available crests, I could give him either of the available crests, and he would be able to have both items. So if I go ahead and trade this out, it doesn't show it, but I will have both of these items equipped, now giving me the crest of that, restoring 30% of combat art damage as HP sometimes. So nonetheless, a very, very useful feature, but it is the least useful, I'd say, out of all the new features. And to show you one last thing, we're going to go head on over to Claude, for example, and we're going to show you what his uniform looks like. We are currently in Chapter 5, but as you can see, both characters here in my house, since I have them recruited or they are in my house, they have their post time skip uniforms, which is a very nice look in my personal opinion. I really like the way that looks to have just for casual thing. This also applies for all battles that they do, but does not apply for their little icons. So as you see, Claude still looks like he's young, but then he has his outward appearance of being old. So it is a super cool feature that they have added. And that pretty much wraps up all the New Game Plus specials and abilities. If this video did help you guys out and you guys are excited to get to your New Game Plus, please drop a like. It'd be super, super amazing to help promote us in the algorithm. If you guys want more Fire Emblem Three Houses gameplay and videos and all of the such, feel free to subscribe. It is $3.99. Haha, get it? Just kidding. It's free, so it's a pretty cool thing you can do if you'd like. And we're gonna head on out, so we'll see you guys on a video real soon, or stream, or maybe both. Peace.